Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Text the word SUCCESS to 813-333-2676 to get yourself subscribed. Thank you to everyone tuning in here live today. I know we have a lot of people watching the replay of this, especially as we get closer towards 2023. So 2023 is, I don't know, how many days away? What are we, like 5 days away? To a whole new year. A whole new, fresh start. That's one of the things a lot of people like about the new year, is that you get a fresh start. It's like you're starting new. There's so much potential and opportunity to go around the sun one more time. And there's so much shared momentum. So if you want to get in on some of the building up some of this shared momentum, that's what today's episode is for today. Let me know in the chat what type of goals it is you're looking for. Are you looking to get started in real estate? Are you already in real estate? You're looking to close more deals next year. Maybe you're part-time right now. You're looking to make the transition to full-time. Maybe you've been doing referrals and you want to get into doing real estate full-time. Maybe you're looking to get more into real estate investing. Would love for anybody to share, even just generally, just some goals so we could direct today's content about goal setting, because there's a lot of intentional action that you can take that will help increase your likelihood that you're going to not just achieve your goals, but be able to surpass your goals. You know, that's something. A lot of people like to set stretch goals, and, you know, just achieving those stretch goals alone can be great, but what if you actually surpassed those same stretch goals? It's amazing what momentum can do. So we're going to be talking about momentum. We're going to be talking about goal setting. We're going to be talking about other secrets to successfully achieving your goals on today's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrismo, and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate every single Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed. In order to get subscribed, real quick, here's all you have to do. Just text the word success. So SUCCESS. to 813-333-2676. And so there's a couple things I want to share with you today about goal setting that we're going to be covering. Everything from really defining your goals more appropriately to getting into the daily actions that are going to help make those dreams a reality. And again, not just so you achieve your goals, but you actually surpass your goals. And we're here every Wednesday, every Friday. If you want us to text you whenever it is we go live to help you understand real estate better, to help you grow your real estate business, text the word success to 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. And if you have any questions about your real estate career, about continuing education, post-licensing, about starting your real estate career, reach out to us, 813-333-2676. You can call or text us at that same phone number. But what we're going to be talking about today, again, is going to be goal setting. And when I say goal setting, there's actually an acronym, and I didn't invent this acronym. I don't know who did. It's been around for a while. But you want your goals essentially to be SMART. And one of the key parts of this is that your goals are specific. So we're going to be talking about today about making your goals specific. But another thing that helps make them specific is being measurable. but not just measurable, that you're able to take actions on those goals. And that you're also realistic in the goals. And when I say realistic, I don't mean selling yourself short, because that's usually the conclusion most people jump to when you're talking about being realistic, is like, oh, well, be realistic. You can't really do that. No, that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about being realistic. What we're talking about when we mean realistic is that you understand what it's really going to take. So, for example, an unrealistic goal is, I'm going to close 100 deals by only having 100 clients. That's unrealistic. Maybe it's possible that you have a 100% close rate, but probably not. 99.999% chance that you're not going to have a 100% close rate. But that is something that is measurable. You can measure your close rate to influence your goal ultimately. But that's what it means by being reasonable and realistic, is that this makes sense. You can't say that your goal is to go to the moon and you've got no rocket, you've got no place to get a rocket, you've got no idea how to build a rocket, you don't know anybody who can build a rocket, you don't have any funding to build said rocket. You might not be going to the moon. That might not be a very realistic goal. Now, that being said, I was just reading about the first civilian mission to the moon, so that seems pretty crazy, that there's actually like a DJ and all like these other like artistic people that are going to the moon. I think on like a SpaceX ship, or I don't know what's going on. I don't even know. I've just focused on real estate. I'm just down here on planet Earth trying to sell a little bit of planet Earth here. But anyways, being realistic. So again, we're talking about real estate, maybe more specifically, we're talking about understanding realistic numbers. And if you want to get more into business planning, not only have we done episodes in the past on business planning, we have future episodes on all these topics to help you grow your real estate business. So again, if you want to get subscribed to that, text the word success to 813-333-2676. But finally, for the T, is there needs to be a time. There needs to be a timeline. And that's why we're talking about this today. Because maybe the last time you set a goal was at 2021 for 2022. And now here we are in 2022 setting goals for 2023. This is most likely when anybody is already setting a goal. There's this whole, it's trendy, of a New Year's resolution. And it doesn't just have to be about New Year's. You could make a resolution every single day to make your life better, to work towards achieving these goals that you didn't just, kind of tweet something or put it on an Instagram post or something like that. Oh, my goal is to be a real estate. Well, what does that mean, to be a real estate? To be a real estate agent. Okay, well, what are you going to do as a real estate agent? You're just going to be one because we can get you the license. You go hang your license with a broker. Congratulations, you're a real estate agent. But is that really your goal? So that's where, again, we've got to get specific with the goal. We have to get, ideally, numbers that we can measure. Becoming a real estate agent, that is one thing if we're measuring it. Yes, it's a series of events that leads up to that one thing of getting your license and activating with a broker and being able to call yourself a real estate professional, a realtor, whatever path it is you go down. But that's not why you're doing this. So we got to get back to the specifics of being specific here. Why are you getting your real estate license? Is it to replace your current source of income or to supplement your current source of income? Because you could do either with it. You could use real estate on a part-time basis, a full-time basis. You could use it to supplement your income. You could use it to replace your income. But you need to get specific with what it is that you want to do with your real estate career. Let's say you've already got a real estate license. Let's say you're already somebody that, maybe you're 5 years into this. I have an agent that I talk to at least a couple times a year. Usually around this time, because we're usually catching up and reflecting on business that we've both done. And, one of the things that he's been able to do the past however many years we've been doing this here is he's doubled his business every time I've talked to him. And that doesn't just automatically happen. You could do better naturally. I mean, in real estate, there's so much opportunity, there's so much potential, there's so much margin and so much control that you have that organically you just keep at this, your business will grow. Perseverance over all else, excuse me, fighting off a cold here. Perseverance over all else will lead to greater success. But if you want to actually, post double digits and double your returns and double what it is that you're increasing year over year, it's essential that you implement some of these concepts here. So let's say you've already closed 50 deals this year and you want to double that and do 100 next year. So now you're getting specific of, okay, I want to close 100 transactions next year instead of just 50. But then what else can you measure? And specifically, this is where we're really getting more into what is going to be one of the secrets of achieving your goals, is what kind of daily targets can you set that are measurable, that will lead you to your specific goal. Because now you can hold yourself, there's another A word. Let me know in the chat if you know what this one is. To hold yourself what? To not just your specific goals, because look, here's the thing. You don't want to be sitting here a year from now, reflecting back on the last year saying, well, I really didn't hit the goals this year, so maybe next year will be my year. Because eventually, at some point, you lose the excitement, you lose the enthusiasm. When you don't have the excitement and the enthusiasm about this, it's far less likely to actually be achieved. And so that's why, again, getting back to the realisticness, the achievableness, does this make sense? Because if it doesn't make sense to you, especially if you keep trying to do it again and again and again and again and again, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You start to not believe in your own dream. And when you don't believe in your own dream, you're not going to achieve it. So you have to have daily targets that make sense, that are measurable, that will lead you to this specific goal. And that might be where you have to adjust what your goals are and how you're going to achieve them based on you getting realistic about what it's going to take for your goals. And when I say being realistic, I don't necessarily mean lowering the target, but adjusting maybe your commitment level. Because let's say you find out it takes 10 times as much work or money or whatever it is to achieve that same goal once you do a little bit of research. So you could reduce that goal to 10 times less, and you'd think that would balance out, right? Make the goal 10 times less, and now it should be 10 times easier to achieve. But now, is that even a goal you're worth chasing after? So rather than adjusting your target or lowering your target, lowering what it is that you're going after, rather adjusting your level of commitment. And you commit in several ways. Not just by believing in what it is that you're doing, but a time commitment that you're making. And when you don't have time available, that can usually be solved by a monetary commitment. Let's take leads, for example. That's probably part of anybody's goal setting and planning related to real estate. And if it's not, it should be, because you need leads for your business. So how are you going about acquiring new leads? You absolutely should be working your sphere of influence and working on growing your sphere of influence. But you need to have a constant source of building your sphere of influence if you want to intentionally grow your business. Your business can organically grow at a much slower rate. Excuse me. But if you want to actually control the growth, not be susceptible to market adjustments. You know, when you see things happening with interest rates or with the stock market or with unemployment rates or housing prices or anything like that, you might think that would rule your business. It does not. You rule your business. And you don't want to react to the market. You want to be proactive about the market. And so that would maybe involve a commitment of knowledge, of training, of education to better understand how to better run your business, how to create more accurate daily targets that will lead to that specific goal it is that you're chasing after. And those daily targets, those are the things that are going to be actionable. Your action items that you can do every day. Again, going back to generating leads. And that A word I was looking for, Jonathan, you nailed it, accountable. Because you want daily targets and daily tasks that you're having to take action on that you could hold yourself accountable to. And you got to be real with yourself because, you know, how many of you ever worked at a company, an organization where maybe the boss, the manager, whoever is unrealistic in what they're asking of you? And when there's that disconnect, you know how that might play out as an employee or maybe overseeing employees or whatever the case may be, that you realize that when there's a disconnect, that's not good for the business. And that's when your goals don't make sense. If you're out there focused on daily targets, daily tasks, daily action items that you're holding yourself accountable to, but those don't necessarily lead to this right here, to what your specific goal is, then why are you wasting your time on those things? And that's where, again, the realisticness of your goal, of your plan, starts to come into play here. Of what is it really taking, what do I really need, and how do I really make that possible? Not, oh wow, this is intimidating, how do I not do this? How do I find something better? Because that seems to be, you know, I blame TikTok as a matter of fact. How many of you guys have been on TikTok? I've been off TikTok for a while, but Instagram Reels, I'm on the same thing. Anyways, but you're flipping through, you don't like what you're watching, you just flip through to the next thing. Oh, you don't like this? No, next. Don't like this? Next. Next. And it's like infinite content just coming to you, just next. And it's so easy to see something and now all of a sudden, oh wow, this looks hard, next. But that's where you need to have that realism of, is this something that's realistic, or is this something that's just some internet scam? You know, there's hundreds of thousands of people with real estate licenses. And not everybody uses their real estate license to the fullest potential. But look around every market in Florida, there's multi-million-dollar producing real estate agents. There's 22 million, even more than 22 million. Last time they counted 22 million, but significantly more than that now, of people in Florida. And constantly people moving to Florida, wanting to buy new real estate. So even when people aren't moving around in the state as much, there's still people moving to Florida. So real estate is something that has a very large margin compared to most other business ventures. You know, you look at, let's say somebody's buying an average price home now is probably about, like, let's pull up the calculator here, about $450,000, let's say. Now in your market, maybe more than that, maybe less than that. But let's go off this $450,000 number. A 3% commission there is $13,500. That's from one client. You do one of those a month, that's gross commission of $162,000, and that's just 12 deals a year. That's not a lot of real estate. Let's go through that one more time here. Let's say at $450,000, maybe your first year you're doing one deal a month, but maybe your next year you want to double that. You want to do 2 deals a month. So $450,000, let's say again at 3%, $13,500 still. And so now let's say you're going to do 24 deals in a year. That's $324,000 in gross commission. Now let's say prices have gone up a little bit. Let's say the average price point now is $500,000. Now your 3% commission is $15,000. Let's say you're going to double your business again, and now you want to do 48 of these deals. $720,000 in gross commission. And you might say, are there any agents really doing 48 deals a year? That's not even one deal a week. There's 52 weeks in a year. And there's agents that close multiple deals per week. Now we're starting to borderline into the territory of teams. When we're getting above 50 plus deals per year, that's where you usually have assistants or maybe you even have a real estate team. But there's so much possibility with your real estate license, if you have it, once you start to use it, once you start to build momentum, are you going to go in there in year one and get $700,000 in commission? Probably not. You could. It is possible. Anything's possible. But could that be achieved over the long term of doubling your business, or even if you're not doubling your business, just increasing your business maybe 25% every year? Absolutely. And that's the great part about real estate, is there's so much freedom and so much opportunity. You don't really have much of a boss to report to or to answer to. Yes, you'll have a broker that legally is there to make sure you're not doing anything you're not supposed to. And depending on the structure and organization of the business, that brokerage might provide coaching and mentoring services for new agents to help you get started. But if you don't have a real estate license, if you just stay at whatever job it is that you have, if you just keep doing whatever it is that you do, and maybe you don't want to quit that job, but you don't have to. You get your real estate license, keep it as something that you're doing on the side, and if you like it, now that investment of a couple $1,000s could turn into a business that ends up generating you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Or if it's not for you, you're going to learn a lot in the process. And I would still recommend you keep your license for your own purposes, because even if you don't want to practice real estate, you could refer anybody who is going to buy real estate. If you make the connection with the realtor that they work with, that could be worth 25, 30, 40, 50% of the commission in the form of a referral fee. So look, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking more about setting goals for 2023 and more secrets to actually achieving these goals. So if you have any questions, drop that in the chat. Otherwise, stick with us. We'll be right back after this. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam, because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. Have you completed your post-licensing education yet? Look, I know you're probably thinking, hey, it's not my renewal deadline, I don't need to do post-licensing yet, but look, here's why you want to do post-licensing as soon as you've got your real estate license, as soon as you're able to take post-licensing. It's not just another course about arbitrary laws that you're never going to use again. It's about real-world, usable topics that'll help you grow your real estate business, to help you take it to the next level. Look, let me ask you this one question. If this course helps you close just one deal, if you get one extra deal from post-licensing, is it worth the investment? I'd say it is. We get paid pretty well, so one deal means a lot of money. Check out postflorida.com. That's postflorida.com for the full details about post-licensing. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Christopher. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday as well as Fridays. Make sure you subscribe by texting the word SUCCESS to 813-333-2676. Again, that's SUCCESS to 813-333-2676. And what was just talking about on the break there, the post-licensing course. So when we're talking about being realistic about your goals, that's the reason why a lot of people don't achieve their goals. For any number one of these different reasons right here. Number one, it might just not be specific. And yes, maybe they achieve whatever their non-specific goal is, but a lot of times it ends up not even being what they want if you don't get specific. And if your goal cannot be measured, how do you really work towards something that you can't measure? Because when you can't measure it, it's hard to understand your progress or how close you're getting to it. And when it's not actionable, when you cannot take action upon it, when you don't have action laid out, and that might be just because you don't know what actions to take. Or maybe your goal is unrealistic for other reasons. It just doesn't make sense for one reason or another, because maybe you talk to a more seasoned real estate professional and they're able to point out maybe some flaws in your plan or areas where your plan is unrealistic. And if you don't give yourself a time, that could be the entire year of 2023, that could be by June, that could be the first quarter, that could be by month. But you want to have goals broken down by different timelines, because then you can more so dissect what amount of work is going to be needed to achieve each stage of the goal, especially when you're measuring the time. So definitely remember this acronym here, SMART. Can't remember where I picked this up. It was many, many years ago. Smart person who came up with these SMART goals. See what they did there? But again, this information could also be misinterpreted. I know you could find other explanations of a SMART goal that are not as empowering as I'm trying to make this here. And the biggest part comes down to the realisticness. And being realistic doesn't mean that you have a lower target. You know, let's say you're trying to you've got a knife and you're trying to cut something with a knife. And maybe it's unrealistic to be able to cut through whatever you're cutting through with that knife, unless maybe that knife is sharpened. Now all of a sudden you sharpen that knife, and now it is very realistic for that knife to be able to cut through that tomato or piece of bread or whatever you're cutting with the knife. So going back to what was covered on the break there, post-licensing, that actually covers business planning and goal setting. We actually have a video-based on-demand curriculum. It actually includes a textbook that we ship to your door, an actual physical textbook to follow along with. And this is essentially almost like an on-demand version of our live stream courses. It's a little bit different in the way we deliver it, specifically because we know you're not watching the course live, and there's still a lot of interactive elements that we build into it as far as interacting and engaging with the content to make sure you understand what it is that you're going through. And so that post-licensing course is required after you get your real estate license. You don't have to take it immediately, but you should take it immediately, because it'll have information in there that will help sharpen your tool, which will help make you a more efficient professional, which when you become better at what you do, all of a sudden your goals can become a lot more realistic. For example, let's say you don't even have a real estate license. Well, then it's unrealistic to think you're going to make $720,000 selling houses if you don't even have a real estate license. But let's say you get the real estate license. Let's say you take the post-licensing. Let's say you go on to take different trainings and designation courses, and you're going all in to be able to make this as real as possible for you. Because that could be the unreal disconnect, is you don't have the information, you don't have the knowledge. It might not seem possible to you because you might not know how. And so how do you find out how? Through education, through training, through courses such as the post-licensing. And the post-licensing course absolutely will not teach you everything, but it'll provide you a foundation of essential information that will fill in a lot of the gaps of your pre-licensing course. Because your pre-licensing course focuses a lot on laws and rules for the exam, whereas post-licensing is more of the real-world information being covered. So, recapping, again, make your goals specific. Make your goals measurable. Make them actionable. Make them realistic, but again, realistic in the sense of you know what it takes. You went out and you got the information, you got the knowledge, you got the training, you got everything that you needed to put yourself in the position to actually achieve these goals. You know, let's say you're a farmer and you're trying to plow a field and you've got 100 acres of field to plow. And if all you've got is a shovel instead of one of these big plows or something like that, it's probably not realistic that you're going to be able to plow that field. But with the right knowledge, with the right tools, With knowing the opportunities that are out there, you could turn that land into the plowed field that you're after. And I'm not a farmer, maybe that's a bad analogy, but hopefully you're getting the idea of what it is that I'm saying here. Seek out the knowledge and information it is that you need to make your goals realistic. The information you need to know of what to do, of how to actually sell real estate, that's what post-licensing is for. A lot of people think they'll go into pre-licensing and they're going to walk out knowing everything there is to know about real estate. No, you're going to walk out knowing the laws and rules you need to know to pass your exam, as well as a lot of general knowledge. But when it comes to actually executing on building a real estate business, that again is where your post-licensing curriculum comes in. And that curriculum does vary by school. Pre-licensing, there's a very specific curriculum that is required to be taught by the Florida Real Estate Commission. However, they don't have that same level of specificity for the post-licensing course. So it absolutely does make a difference of which post-licensing course it is that you take. If you've already taken a post-licensing course and you want to enroll in ours, you can. We're not going to stop you from doing that. You absolutely can. Even if you don't need the credit for it, come take the course. It's a great course. It'll teach you the fundamentals of actually doing a real estate business. So that's the post-licensing course. And if you're brand new to real estate, we actually have a package called our Complete Jumpstart. That'll include the pre-licensing, the post-licensing, as well as the exam prep materials. They're going to help speed up the process in between. From you taking your pre-licensing, to passing your state exam, to then taking your post-licensing. That's the Complete Jumpstart package. It's everything you basically need for your education requirements of the FREC for your first 2 years in real estate. If you have questions about that, starting your career, maybe you just need the post-licensing itself because you already have your license. Maybe you need to do continuing education. Maybe you're ready to get your broker license. Any questions we can answer for you to help you better understand how to build a real estate empire, how to build a brighter future through real estate, reach out to us, 813-333-2676. Again, that phone number is 813-333-2676. And one more time, text the word success to that phone number right there, 813-333-2676, SUCCESS. And that will get you updates whenever it is that we go live, every Wednesday and every Friday, to help you better understand the real estate business. That's about all the time we've got for today, so thank you for tuning in. We'll be back this Friday for our special New Year's Eve episode, even though it's the eve of New Year's Eve. But anyways, tune in on this Friday, 12 noon. Until then, I'll see you. My name is John Chrismo, and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success. Or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrismo with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.